Hello everyone, this is Miss Crute, and today we are going to be working on solving quadratic equations by graphing them on the graphing calculator. So if you don't already have your graphing calculator out right now, please make sure you grab that out so that you can be doing everything right along with me so that you'll know how to do this on your own as well. So first thing we need to review just a couple of vocabulary words. As a reminder, a quadratic is an equation where the highest power is 2. So for example, if we had y equals 3x squared plus 4x minus 2, it's a quadratic. X squared is the highest power. Right, and then a 0, that's another important thing to know. When we talk about the 0 of a quadratic equation, that means that we are looking for the x-intercept. And sometimes we also call these solutions. When we're talking about quadratics, the words 0, x-intercept, and solution are all used interchangeably. They all mean the same thing. So when we want to solve by graphing, we are going to be finding the x-intercepts in the calculator. So if we look at this first one here, we have 0 equals negative 3x squared minus 4x plus 8. So once it's already equal to 0, that means we can treat it like the equation y equals negative 3x squared minus 4x plus 8. We can graph it and find the the x-intercepts, and those will be our solutions. So let me pull the calculator in here. All right. So first thing you want to do is hit the y equals button. Then I'm going to type negative 3x squared minus 4x plus 8. Then I'm going to hit zoom 6 to make sure that I've got the standard window. Now we know that this viewing window is okay because I can see the highest point of the graph, the maximum, the vertex, and I can also see 2 x-intercepts, so we know we can see the whole graph. Now to find the the x-intercepts, we're going to hit second, trace, 0, because remember we said 0 and x-intercepts are the same. Now I need to left arrow until my cursor, this little blinking guy that's moving, he needs to be to the left of my 0. So we can see here the 0's right here, and now this is over here, that's to the left. So I'm going to hit enter. Now it's asking for right, so I need to arrow over to the right. I'm going to hit enter. If you look up here, your calculator should have these two arrows. My 0 is right in between those, so I know I did it right. I need to hit enter one more time, and it tells me where the 0 is. We're going to round to 2 decimal places, so negative 2.43. And I'm also going to add a sketch to my paper here. It doesn't have to be super accurate. We just want to make sure it's facing the right way and we have the 0's on the correct side of the y-intercept. So that's negative 2.43, comma 0. Now we know we've got another one to find, so we're going to follow those same steps. Second, trace 2 for 0. I'm going to arrow over, so I'm on the left side of the other 0. That looks good. Now I need to get to the right side of it, and I'm going to hit enter. And then we've got, it says 0 down here, so we've got 1.10. And so those are our 2 solutions. Now there's another method you can use that I have the steps written down below here. You can use that as well. Some of you probably learned how to solve this way in Algebra 1. I'm not going to go over that right now, but if you want to try using those steps and see if that is a little bit easy for you, or if you're confused, you can ask your teacher for some help with that as well. But we're going to stick to method 1, but the steps for the alternate method are there for you. Alright, so now we're going to try the second one. This one is different than the first one because it's not equal to 0. We want to make sure it's equal to 0 before we get started. So I have to move the 1.25 over. So we've got 2x squared minus 0.8x plus 1.25 equals 0. So now we can treat it like this equation. And then we can put it in our graphing calculator. I'm going to move this guy over here. So I'm going to hit y equals. And this time we've got 2x squared minus 0.8x plus 1.25. I'm going to hit graph. Alright, oops, and I just noticed I made a little error here. If you guys look, I wrote that I needed to subtract 1.25, but I wrote plus 1.25 here, so I need to fix that. And then I can fix that in my calculator as well. Alright, so I've got that minus sign in there now. I'm going to hit my graph. The reason I knew I made a mistake there was because that first graph was not touching the x-axis. And if it's not touching the x-axis, there's no solutions. Alright, so I'm going to start with a quick sketch. So it looked something like this. And we can find our two zeros. So second trace, 2 for 0. I'm going to hit enter. Gotta go to the right now. Hit enter. Enter again. And I've got my first zero, negative 6.2. Sorry, 0.62. Alright, and then we've got to find that other zero. So again, I'm going to do second trace 2. I'm going to move over a little bit, but I'm still to the left of the second one. And then go over to the right. And hit enter. Enter one more time. And we get our zero, 1.02. Alright, so there are our zeros. And I'm just going to put a box around the answers so we can find them later. Alright, so that is all we have for how to solve quadratic equations by graphing. Again, if you forget how to use the zeros method, like what I did in the video, I've got the steps over here on the left. And then if that's not working for you, I've got some steps here on the right that you can try following to use to help you. It's your choice if you want to try it or not. I personally like the zeros method. If you want to try that one, go ahead. So good luck.